Hey guys, tonight you're not just watching a story, you're stepping into the shoes of Wu Zetian, the woman who rose from a lowly concubine to become China's only female emperor, ruling the Tang Dynasty with a dragon's fire. Imagine this. It's the 7th century, and you're in Chang'an, the heart of a glittering empire, where silk sparkles, poets weave magic, and every step you take could crown you or kill you. You're Wu Zetian, a girl with a scholar's mind and a warrior's heart, ready to outsmart a world that says you don't belong. So, like this video, hit subscribe to follow your own epic, and drop a comment. What's the boldest dream you've ever chased, and where are you watching from? Light some incense, feel the Tang vibe, and let's dive into your world of silk and steel. You're standing in Chang'an, the year's 638 CE, and your heart's pounding like a festival drum. Your silk robe, a gift from your merchant father, brushing against your skin, heavy with the weight of your dreams. You're Wu Zetian, 14, a girl from Shaanxi, with eyes that see beyond the jasmine-scented air and the clink of jade cups in tea-houses. Chang'an's a marvel, its streets a chessboard of willow-lined paths, markets bursting with silk bales that glow like rainbows, and palaces with roofs curling like dragon tails. But you're not here to gawk, you're here to conquer. The imperial palace looms, its vermilion gates a challenge, and you're stepping into a game where every smile hides a knife. You're not just a concubiner, a spark, and this city's about to catch fire. Feel the pulse of the Tang Dynasty, because this is your stage. You're in the world's biggest city, a million souls buzzing, Sogdian traders haggling over glass, Korean scholars debating Confucius, Buddhist monks chanting under pagodas that scrape the sky. Your father, a timber merchant turned official, taught you to read classics, write poetry, and think like a general. So you know this empire's no fairy tale. It's a pressure cooker, where emperors claim the mandate of heaven, but coups, rebels, and scheming nobles keep the throne hotter than a Sichuan chili. You're a woman in a man's game, concubines like you are pawns, valued for beauty or sons, not brains. But you're different. You see the board, and you're ready to play. Let's bust a myth before you take another step. You're not the seductress they'll later call you, a vixen who charmed her way to power. That's the Confucian scribe's lie, written to shame. A girl who outsmarted them. You're Wu Zetian, your mind sharper than a calligraphy brush, your heart fierce as a dragon's roar. You're not here to flirt, here to win, armed with poetry, history, and a knack for reading men's egos like scrolls. The palace is your battlefield, and Emperor Taizong, the warrior king who crushed Turks and built the Silk Road, is your first target. You're not chasing his heart, you're chasing his respect. Because you know a girl with brains can outshine a court of men. Picture yourself at the palace gates, your sandals scuffing jade tiles, guards eyeing you like a stray sparrow. The air's thick with cedar, polish, and danger, your robes snagging as you step into a maze of lotus ponds and whispering corridors. You're a 5th-tier concubine, barely a shadow in Taizong's harem of hundreds. Your room, a chilly nook with a straw mat and a drafty window. You'd be homesick, craving your mother's noodle soup, but you're Wu, and homesickness is a luxury you can't afford. You memorize court protocols, study Taizong's moods, his hawk-eyed stare, his temper that scatters scribes, and you're already plotting You're not waiting for luck, you're making it, like a fennec fox digging a burrow to outsmart the desert's heat. Feel the stakes, because this isn't a game you can lose. You're 14, your family's honor riding on your shoulders. Their merchant wealth, no shield in a court where a wrong word could mean exile or a poisoned cup. You're not naive. You hear whispers of concubines falling from balconies, their names erased. You'd be clutching your phone, texting for allies. You're clutching a poem, slipping it to a eunuch to reach Taizong's ear. You linger in the library, accidentally reading where his aides might notice. You're brush dancing over bamboo slips. You're not just a girl, you're a strategist, planting seeds in a palace that's a jungle of ambition. Let's live a moment, because you're not just dreaming you're doing. You're at a banquet, the hall glowing with lanterns, the scent of lychee and wine swirling. You're serving tea, your hands steady, your eyes catching Taizong's as you bow. Your poem about his conquests recited by a court poet. He nods, his gaze lingering, and you feel it a spark, not of love, but of possibility. You'd be freaking out, second-guessing your move, your woo, your heart steady, knowing this is your first step. The courts, watching, consorts, nobles, all smelling your ambition, but you're not scared. You're a dragon, and this is your dawn. The Tangs, your canvas, and you're painting a future no one expects. You're not here to be a footnote in Taizong's harem, you're here to rule, to turn a girl's dream into an emperor's throne. The Sahara's nomads taught us to read stars. You're reading people, and the palace is your sky, your stories. Just beginning, love, betrayal, power, loss, and you're ready to write it. What's next? You'll dive into your rise as a concubine, dodging rivals and charming Taizong to climb the palace ranks. Drop a comment. What's the boldest move you'd make in Wu's shoes? Stay tuned for your first gambit. The banquet hall fades, the glow of lanterns softening as you slip away, your silk robe whispering against the jade tiles of Chang'an's palace. Your Wu Zetian, 14, your heart still racing from Taizong's nod, his hawk-eyed gaze lingering on you like a spark catching kindling. The court's chatter hums, consorts giggles, nobles boasts, but you feel their eyes, sharp as needles, tracking your every step. You're a fifth-tier concubine, a nobody in a harem of hundreds. But that poem you slipped to the court poet, praising Taizong's conquests, has landed. You're not just a girl anymore, you're a player, and the palace is your chessboard. Each move a step toward power or peril. You weave through corridors, the air thick with cedar polish and the faint tang of fear. Your sandals silent on lacquered floors. The harem's a labyrinth, lotus ponds glinting under moonlight, vermilion pillars casting shadows like court secrets. Your room's a cramped nook, its straw mat stiff, the draft from a cracked window chilling your skin. You'd kill for a hot bowl of your mother's noodle soup, but hunger sharpens your focus. You light a candle, its flame dancing, as you unroll a bamboo scroll, memorizing palace protocols, when to bow, who to bribe, how to smile without showing your teeth. You're not sleeping tonight, you're studying, because knowledge is your blade in a world where beauty's a fleeting coin. Morning breaks, Chang'an's roosters crowing, and you're up, your robe pressed, your hair pinned with a cheap jade comb, your only heirloom. You're in the harem's pecking order, Empress Johnson, ruling like a phoenix, her silk train sweeping past lesser consorts who sneer at you, their peacock blue robes a taunt. You're a merchant's daughter, your Shangxi accent, a whisper of low-born to their ears. You'd be shrinking, biting your lip. Instead, you stand taller, your eyes meeting theirs, daring them to test you. You charm a senior consort, copying her Buddhist sutras in your elegant script, your brush steady as you win her favor. She shields you from the worst vipers, and you're learning every ally's a shield, every rival a lesson. You're not naive. You hear the whispers, concubines poisoned, suicides staged. You sip only from your own cup, your dagger tucked under your pillow. It's cold steel, a comfort. You'd be scrolling X for survival tips. You're eavesdropping, catching a eunuch's gossip about Taizong's latest mood. He's a warrior king, his voice booming through the hall of supreme harmony. But he's human, stressed by rebellions, his air sickly. You're not his type, not yet. He likes dancers, not debaters. But you're patient, like a dragon coiled in the shadows. You volunteer for palace duties, organizing banquets, greeting envoys, your knack for details, turning heads. You're not just serving, you're shining. Your wit, a beacon in a sea of silk. A chance comes, and you seize it. You're in the library, the scent of ink and old scrolls thick. When Taizong's aide passes, you accidentally drop a scroll. Your commentary on Sun Tzu's tactics, bold in black ink. He pauses, reads, and nods, his whisper carrying your name to the emperor. You're summoned to serve tea at his war council, your hands steady as you pour, your eyes catching his as you suggest softly, like a breeze fortifying a border post. Taizong's brow lifts, and you feel it, a crack in his armor. You'd be freaking out, second-guessing your Wu, your pulse steady, knowing this is your ladder. The harem's a battlefield now. You're dodging rumors, a consort claims you flirted with a guard, a lie that could banish you to a nunnery. You counter with a poem recited at a moonlit gathering, praising Jongson's grace. She smiles, the rumor dies, and you're safe for. Now, you're not just surviving, you're climbing, promoted to 4th tier, your new room warmer, closer to Taizong's quarters. You'd be celebrating, texting friends. You're plotting, your mind mapping the court. Who controls the grain taxes? Who's got the emperor's ear? Who's eyeing Gaozong the heir? You're not chasing love, you're chasing influence. And the palace is noticing. The stakes are brutal. Your family's honor a weight heavier than your robe. One slip-a, misspoken word, a rival's trapined. You're scrubbing temple floors, your father disgraced. You feel it in your bones, your palms sweaty as you pass nobles in robes. Their sneers a reminder of your place. But your Wu Zetian and fears just fuel. You lean into your strengths, your poetry, your learning, your laugh that disarms a room. You're not seducing Taizong, you're impressing him, proving a girl can outthink a court of men. It's 6:45 CE, and Taizong's health falters. Succession talk buzzing like flies. You're 21, still low-ranking. But your name's a whisper, the concubine, who thinks like a general. You stand in your room, moonlight spilling through the window, your dagger glinting as you trace a new poem on silk. Gaozong Taizong's son is the future, and you're already watching him, his scholar's face hiding a weaker fire. You're not here to stay a concubinor, here to rule. Your ambition, a dragon waking in your chest. The palace is a jungle, but you're carving a path. each step a promise to the girl who dared to dream beyond her station. Moonlight fades from your window, the palace waking as Chang'an's bells toll, their echo mingling with your racing thoughts. Your Wu Zetian 21, your dagger, now a familiar weight under your pillow. Your poem's success with Taizong, a spark that's lit your name in whispers. It's 6:45 CE, and Taizong's death hits like a thunderclap, his warrior spirit gone, leaving the throne to his son. Gaozonga, 26-year-old, with a scholar's frown and a cough that worries the court. You stand in your fourth-tier room, the air sharp with cedar and morning dew, your silk robe tighter now, fitting your growing fire. The harem's a storm, consorts scrambling for Gaozong's favor. But you're not scrambling, you're scheming, your eyes on a throne that feels closer with every heartbeat. You slip into the corridor, lanterns casting shadows like court secrets, your sandals silent on jade tiles. Taizong's will sends you to a nunnery standard for concubines, but you're not done. You write letters, your brush dancing over silk, praising Gaozong's piety, slipping them to monks who chant your name at his temple visits. You'd be sweating, praying your words land. Your heart's steady, your Buddhist devotion a mask for ambition. By 650, you're back, a second-tier consort in Gaozong's bed, the palace buzzing with your return. You feel the court's Empress Wang's icy stare. Consort Xiao's smirk as you glide past, your smile a shield, your mind mapping their weaknesses like a warlord's chart. The hall of supreme harmony hums, Gaozong's voice softer than Taizong's, his edicts on taxes faltering as he winces, his migraines a palace secret you've already learned. You're at his side, pouring tea, your voice a whisper as you suggest envoy gifts to calm a Tibetan border. He listens, his eyes gentler, weaker lingering on you, and you feel it. He's clay, and you're the sculptor. You'd be nervous, a girl in a man's role. Your Wu, your confidence, a blade cutting through Confucian sneers. You're not just a consort here, his mind. Your ideas landing like arrows, while Wang and Xiao scheme, their silk trains sweeping like warning flags. You navigate the harem's venom, the air thick with jasmine and malice. Wang, childless and prim, rules the roost, her lineage a crown you lack. Xiao, fertile with a son, taunts Wang's barrenness, her laughter a dagger. You're the wild card, your sons Li Hong, Li Sanborn, in quick succession, cementing your place. You'd be beaming, cradling your boys. You're strategizing, knowing each birth raises the stakes. Whispers turn ugly. A rumor claims you killed your daughter to frame Wang, a tale that stings like a lash. You feel the court's gaze, their murmurs like wasps, but you're not rattled. The stories, shaky, Confucian gossip, no proof, but you let Wang's jealousy fester, her paranoia your ally. You'd be horrified, defending your name, your Wu, turning lies into leverage, your silence a trap. You strike, your moves surgical. You accuse Wang of witchcraft, a smear that sticks in a superstitious court. Her talismans, found by your spies. You stand before Gaozong, your voice honey over steel, detailing her crimes as he nods, his trust yours. Wang's exiled, her wails echoing as guards drag her away, and Zhao follows, her son no shield. By 655, your empress, your crown heavy, your sons at your knee. You'd be trembling, fearing backlash. Your Wu, your eyes blazing, the court kneeling as you take your place beside Gaozong. The air shifts, incense curling like your ambition, but you feel the nobles Glaresley clan loyalists, Confucian scribes, plotting in the shadows. You're not stopping at Empress you're ruling. Gaozong's health crumbles, strokes and migraines chaining him to his bed. You step into the breach, your desk piled with edicts, your voice commanding generals where his falters. You're in the throne room, silk robe glowing as you approve. A canal to Henan, your scribes scrambling to keep up. You'd be overwhelmed, imposter syndrome creeping. Your Wu, your mind a fortress, reforming palace staff, firing corrupt eunuchs, funding Buddhist temples to win monks' chants. The court whispers, unnatural, hen crowing, but peasants cheer. Your tax cuts filling their bowls. You're not just Gaozong's shadow, you're the sun, and the empires turning to your light. Dangers your shadow too. You hear Plotsley clan nobles, Wang's allies, their coded scrolls caught by your spies. You're in your chamber, lantern light soft, reading a traitor's name. Your hand steady as you order exile, not death not yet. You'd be paranoid, checking locks. You're building a spy network, eunuchs and maids, your eyes in every hall. You're a mother, too, teaching Li Hong to read while dodging court daggers. The infanticide rumor lingers, a wound you don't show, but you know it's propaganda, not truth. You're not a saint, you're a survivor, playing a game where losing means your son's graves. You stand in the palace garden, lotus ponds glinting, your crown catching dawn's light. Gaozong leans on you, his trust your armor, but the court's a ticking bomb, nobles seething at your power. You're not just Empress Wu, you're a force reshaping an empire that's starting to bend. The throne's not yours yet, but you feel it, a dragon's pulse in your veins, urging you to claim what no woman has dared. Dawn's light fades from the lotus ponds, the garden's stillness giving way to the clatter of Luyang's palace waking. Your Wu Zetian, 65, your crown a familiar weight, your silk robe brushing your skin as you move through corridors, thick with incense and ambition. It's 660 CE, and Gaozong's strokes have left him a shadow. His throne, yours, in all but name. You've outplayed Empress Wang, claimed the title of Empress, and steered the empire through edicts and spies. But the courts whispers Confucian scholars, Li clan nobles, call you unnatural, a woman daring too much. You stand in your private chamber, a lacquered desk piled with scrolls, your heart pounding like war drums. You're not content as Empressor claiming the dragon throne itself. A move no woman has dreamed, and the empire's about to tremble. You stride into the hall of supreme harmony, the air heavy with lotus smoke, golden pillars carved with phoenixes glinting under torchlight. Your robulo, the emperor's hue shimmers, its dragon embroidery a challenge to the Tang's red and black banners. Your 690 CE now, Gaozong dead, your sons Li Shen and Li Dan puppets under your regency. The court kneels, nobles, generals, scribes their silk hats trembling, their eyes wide as you declare yourself holy and divine emperor of the Zhou dynasty. You feel the weight of your jade crown pressing like a mountain, but your voice is steel, proclaiming the mandate of heaven yours. You'd be shaking, fearing a coup. Your Wu, your gaze cutting through their shock, daring them to rise. The court's a minefield, Confucian scholars clutching scrolls, muttering about yin, and young women they hiss, can't rule. You're not just fighting tradition, you're rewriting it. You commission Buddhist sutras, your monks proclaiming you Maitreya, the future Buddha. Their gongs echoing across Luoyang like a viral campaign. You invent new characters, Shao, for sun and moon branding, your reign as cosmic harmony. You'd be stressing, checking X for likes. You're orchestrating, your scribes, spreading your divine title to every temple, every village. The air shifts, incense curling like your ambition. As peasants whisper your name with awe, their prayers drowning out noble sneers. You're not a woman, you're a god king, and the empire's starting to believe it. You move the capital to Luoyang, its lotus-shaped palace, a fresh stage, free from Chang'an's Tang loyalists. You're in the throne room, a lacquered dragon, throned beneath you, its claws gripping the floor like your resolve. You hold the imperial seal, jade cool in your palm, its weight screaming heaven's choice. The rituals, a spectacle, gongs, clang, drums, thunder, monks, chant, sutras as you ascend. Each step a defiance of centuries. You'd be dizzy, imposter syndrome creeping. Your Wu, your heart steady, your robes, cranes, and clouds a middle, finger to the old guard. You proclaim the Zhou dynasty begins, and the hall's silence is deafening. Nobles bowing but plotting, their eyes glinting like knives in the dark. You're not naive. You know the stakes. One misstep, a rebellion, a bad harvest, and your Zhou dynasty's dust, your name cursed as a usurper. You feel the court's pulse, Li clan nobles whispering of Thames restoration, scholars scribbling manifestos. You're not waiting for their move, you're striking. You promote women's scholars, temple overseers, their poetry and ledgers, shocking nobles, but winning peasant daughters. Cheers. You're walking Luoyang streets, the air thick with spice and hope, where women run shops, their laughter louder since your laws freed them from old binds. You'd be posting #girlboss. You're carving it into law. Your edicts a revolution in silk. Your Buddhist push is your armor. You're at the Longmen grottos, cliffs alive with half-carved Buddhas. Your gold funding chisels that etch your face into stone. You stand before a giant Maitreya, its serene eyes yours, the air humming with monks' chants. You're not just praying, you're branding your divinity, a shield against Confucian shade. You'd be snapping selfies for clout. You're building eternity, your temples from Henan to Tibet, spreading your name like wildfire. The court grumbles, but your monks are your army, their incense a wall against plots. You're not just ruling, you're rewriting the heavens, and the empire's bending to your will. Dangers your shadow, closer now. You're in your chamber, lantern light soft, a scroll detailing a noble's bribe to a general. Your spies eunuchs, maids are your eyes, their whispers catching traitors before they strike. You order exile, your hand steady, but you feel the weight, each move tightening the noose. You'd be paranoid, checking locks. Your Wu, your mind a fortress, your spies a net tighter than a tech startup's algorithm. The court's a chessboard, and your 3 moves ahead. But the nobles Glaresley clan, Confucian, diehards, promise blood. You're not scared, you're ready. Your crown a vow to outlast them all. You stand on Luoyang's palace balcony, the city sprawling below, its markets fat with silk, its pagodas piercing the dawn. You're 65, your joints creaking, but your fire's unquenched. Your sons watching from the wings Li Xian exiled. Li Dan Meek, you're not just an emperor, you're a dream, proving a woman can rule better than any man. The Zhou dynasties, yours, and you're not done shaping it. Your edicts carving a path for an empire that's starting to shine under your hand. Luoyang's dawn fades, the city's pulse quickening as you step from the palace balcony. Your yellow robe catching the breeze, its dragon embroidery shimmering like your ambition. Your Wu Zetian, 70, the holy and divine emperor of the Zhou dynasty, your jade crown lighter now, your gaze sharp as you survey an empire bending to your will. It's 695 CE, and the markets below hum with ox carts and spice, silk bales stacking like rainbow gold, while pagodas pierce a sky alive with your Buddhist chants. You've claimed the throne against Confucian sneers, your monks calling you Maitreya. But ruling's no ritual, it's a forge, and you're hammering an empire into gold. Your reforms, a fire that lights the Tang's brightest age, you stride. Through Luoyang's palace, the air thick with ink and ambition, your scribes bowing as you review edicts on a lacquered desk. The empire's fat with Silk Road wealth, but you see its cracks nobles hoarding land, exams rigged for their sons, peasants crushed by taxes. You're not here to polish tradition, you're here to break it. You slash taxes, your pen swift as you order granaries filled for droughts. The scent of fresh rice, a promise to farmers chanting your name. You'd be drowning in spreadsheets, second-guessing. Your Wu, your mind, a map, charting canals that snake through Henan, their green veins watering fields. You feel the empire's pulse, stronger now, its coin flowing like the Yellow River. You're not stopping at taxes, you're rewriting who runs this show. The bureaucracy's a noble boys' club, their silk hats smug as they block your path. You open the imperial exams to all farmers' sons, blacksmiths, boys, your edict, a thunderclap that shakes Luoyang's halls. You're in the exam chamber, the air sharp with sweat and ink, watching a peasant's son scribble Confucian classics, his brush trembling with hope. You've leveled the field, and it's working. New officials, loyal to you, not clans, govern provinces with a precision that'd make a tech bro jealous. You'd be tweeting hashtag meritocracy. You're carving it into law, your scrolls spreading like viral posts, the empire humming under your hand. You're a feminist before the word exists, and it's personal. You felt the court's sneers, their yin nonsense caging women. You promote female scholars, their poetry echoing in your halls, their brushes sharper than noble swords. You're walking Luoyang's markets, the scent of dumplings and dust thick, where women run stalls, their voices bold since you eased marriage laws. You appoint women to oversee temples, their ledgers flawless, their authority a shock to Confucian jaws. You'd be posting empowerment memes, you're living them, your laws a middle finger to the stay-home crowd. You feel their cheers, peasant daughters dreaming bigger, their fire a mirror of yours, the Silk Roads your global stage, and you're directing a blockbuster. You're in Luoyang's banquet hall, Persian envoys offering choral, Korean scholars toasting your wine, the air rich with lychee and ambition. You fortify caravan routes, your garrisons gleaming like steel, ensuring silk and tea flow to Samarkand and Kyoto. You're not just a ruler, you're a logistics queen, like Amazon Prime with dragon flare. You dazzle guests with jade plates. Your poets reciting verses that echo to Baghdad. Temp's fashion spreading like a trend. You'd be trending on X. You're trending across Asia. Your empire, a hub where gold and ideas collide. You're not blind to the cost. You're 70, your joints aching, but your fires unquenched. Nobles hate your low-born officials, their whispers sharp in Luoyang's corridors. The scent of cedar masking their venom. Your sons Li Shan exiled, Li Dan a puppet chafe. Under your shadow, their loyalty a question mark. You feel the weight, your heart tugging as you read Li Shan's plea for return. But you tighten his exile, your hand steady. You'd be torn, a mother's guilt gnawing your Wu, an emperor, knowing one weak link could snap your dynasty. The court's a chessboard, and you're playing for keeps. Your reforms, a gamble that's paying off. You're not just governing, you're creating. You fund the Longmen grottos, their Buddhas rising from cliffs, the chisel's rhythm like your heartbeat. You stand before a half-carved Vairocana, 55 feet tall, its eyes your own, the air humming with monks' prayers. You're not just building statues, you're building eternity. You're Buddhist, push a shield against Confucian shade. You'd be snapping drone shots for clout. Your Wu, your gold turning caves into cathedrals. Your name chanted from Tibet to Japan. The empire's thriving, its markets fat, its borders secure. But you feel the nobles' eyes, their plots simmering like a storm on the horizon. You're in your chamber, lantern light soft, a scroll detailing a noble's bribe, caught by your spies. You're not naive. You know your exams and women's rights rile the elite. Your Buddhist chants spooking scholars. You're walking a tightrope. Your spies eunuchs, maids your net, their whispers your shield. You'd be checking security cams, heart racing. Your Wu, your mind a fortress, ordering a traitor's exile with a steady hand. Tires, golden, but it's fragile. Each reform a brick in a wall nobles want to tear down. You're not just an emperor, you're a visionary, and the Zhou dynasties shining brighter than ever under your fire. The lantern's glow fades in your chamber. Luoyang's palace settling into a restless night. The scroll of a noble's bribe still warm in your hand. Your Wu Zetian, 73, your yellow robe folded on a lacquered chest, your eyes scanning the shadows like a dragon sensing prey. It's 698 CE, and your Zhou dynasty shines markets brim with silk. Peasants farm under your fair laws. Women rise in your feminist wake-butt, brewing beyond your Buddhist chants. You stand, the air thick with lotus, incense, and dread. Your spies whispers your shield, in a court where loyalty's a coin few hold. You're not just ruling, you're hunting, weaving a web of fear and favor to keep your throne. You move through the palace corridors, the scent of cedar and wax sharp, your silk slippers silent on jade tiles. The courts of vipers, Nestle clan nobles, resent your low-born officials. Confucian scholars curse your womanhood, their scrolls branding you a hen crowing at dawn. You're not paranoid. You've seen the coded letters, heard the tea-house plots. Your spies, eunuchs, maids, even monks are your eyes, their loyalty bought with gold or dread. You're in your private study, a lacquered desk piled with scrolls, each a whisper from the empire's edges. A maid reports a general's bribe. A monk catches a noble's treasonous toast. You'd be checking hacked emails, heart racing. Your Wu, your mind a trap, snapping shut on traitors before they strike. You wield your cruel officials like a blade, their silk robes hiding ruthless hearts. You're in the hall of supreme harmony, the air heavy with fear, as Lei Junction, your chief enforcer, reads charges against Li Chang, a noble plotting with your exiled son Li Xian. The court kneels, their hats trembling as you nod, your voice honey over steel, exile. Li Chang's led away, his family stripped of titles. The crowd's gasps a warning to others. You feel their eyes, nobles sweating under your gaze, and you know this is power fear as sharp as any sword. Be queasy, picturing Li's children, your Wu, your heart armored, knowing one spared traitor could burn your dynasty to ash. The purges aren't blind, you're not the monster scribes will claim. You're in your chamber, moonlight glinting off a dagger you still keep close, reading a scroll that clears an innocent official. You spare him, your brush swift, but others aren't so lucky. By 700 hundreds nobles, scribes are gone, exiled or dead, their lands feeding your peasant reforms. You feel the weight, each name a stone in your chest, but you're not cruel. For sport you're surviving, the court's a chessboard, and you're sacrificing pawns to save the queen. You'd be haunted, losing sleep, your Wu, your eyes dry, your hand steady as you seal another fate. The empire's pulse, your only measure. You're not just feared, you're loved, and you wield it like a second blade. You're in Lu Yang's exam hall, the air thick with ink and ambition, watching a farmer's son bow, his new robe stiff with pride, his loyalty yours. You promote lowborn's exampacers, not nobles their gratitude, a wall against plots. You fund Buddhist temples, monks chanting your Maitreya title, their incense a shield against Confucian venom. You're walking Luoyang's streets, the scent of dumplings and dust warm, where peasants cheer your tax cuts, their voices a chorus you've earned. You'd be posting fan mail on X, your Wu, building an army of the faithful, their love your fortress. The cost is heavy, and you feel it. You're 73, your joints creaking, your health a flicker in the palace's chill. You're in your bedchamber, the silence broken by a cough. Your sons faces Li Xian in exile, Li Dan, a shadow haunting your dreams. You've crushed rebels, but each purge widens the rift. Nobles hating you, scholars cursing you. Lei Junshin's zeal turns sadistic. His tortures whips, iron cages, fueling horror stories. You execute him in 697, your order swift, proving you're no puppet, but the blood's on your hands, a stain you can't wash. You'd be scrolling for PR fixes, your Wu doubling down, your spies rooting out the next threat. You're not blind to the court's pulse. You're in the throne room, your dragon throne await, as a noble's confession coerced, trembling murmurs of Temp's restoration. You feel the shift, Li clan loyalists rallying behind Li Shen, their whispers a tide against your Zhou. You're not just an emperor, you're a tightrope walker, balancing fear and loyalty, progress and power. You order a public trial, Lu Yang's crowds, watching nobles kneel, their fear your shield. But you know it's not enough. The empire's golden, but it's fragile, and you're bracing for the storm you've always known would come. You stand. In your study, a lantern's glow soft, a new scroll detailing a plot in Yangzhou. Your spies are ready, your officials loyal, but you feel the empire's weight. your sons wavering a crack in your armor. You're not just Wu Zetian, a fortress, holding a dream against a tide of knives. Your web of spies, the only thing keeping the dragon throne yours. The scroll detailing a Yangzhou plot slips from your hand, the lantern's glow fading as Lu Yang's palace hums with a restless dawn. Your Wu Zetian, 75, your silk robe heavy with dragon embroidery, your eyes sharp despite the ache in your joints. It's 698 CE, and your Zhou dynasty is a golden fortress. Silk Road wealth flows. Peasants thrive under your reforms. Monks chant your divine name, but the nobles' plots, caught by your spies, are no longer whispers, they're war cries. Confucian scholars and Li clan loyalists rallying behind your sons, their treason a tide against your throne. You stand in your study, the air thick with ink and menace, your heart steady as you brace for the storm you've always known would come. You stride into the hall of supreme harmony, the scent of incense and polished steel-sharp golden pillars glinting under torchlight. The court kneels, nobles, generals, scribes, their silk hats trembling, but their eyes betray defiance, like wolves circling your fire. You're not just an emperor, you're a target, your merit exams stealing noble sons' jobs, your women's rights riling their egos, your Buddhist push a slap to their Confucian scrolls. You feel their hate, a weight heavier than your jade crown, but you're not flinching. You've crushed plots before, and you'll crush these, your spies and generals, your chess pieces, in a game where losing means your dynasty's ash. A scroll, intercepted by a maid, reveals the first strike. Li Jingji, a Li clan noble, raises a rebel army in Yangzhou, 700 miles south, his banners screaming Thames forever. You're in your war room, maps spread on a lacquered table, the air thick with dust and urgency. You'd be panicking, texting for backup. Your Wu, your voice steel as you dispatch General Li Shaoji with 300,000 troops. Your strategy a net to snare Jingyi's rebellion. By 684, his head's on a pike, his army scattered like leaves, the court gasping at your speed. You feel their fear, nobles sweating under your gaze, and you know this is power swift, unyielding, yours. The storm doesn't end, you're in your private chamber, moonlight glinting off a jade cup. When a eunuch slips you a scroll, your nephews, Wu Chengxi and Wu Sanxi, plot to seize your throne, backed by nobles who loathe your low-born officials. You feel the betrayal, a sting sharper than any blade, but you're not a girl anymore, you're an emperor. You summon them to court, the air heavy with silence, your eyes boring into theirs as they kneel, begging mercy. You exile them, your voice steady, sparing blood, but sending a message. Cross you, and you're done. You'd be reeling, family turning traitor. Your Wu, your heart armored. The court's gasps a reminder of your grip. Your sons are the wild card, and they cut deepest. You're in the throne room, Li Shen's name a whisper on a traitor's scroll. Your exiled son plotting with Temps, loyalists, to restore the dynasty. You feel the ache, a mother's love clashing with an emperor's steel. His toddler giggles, a ghost in your mind. You tighten his exile, your brush swift on the edict, but your hand trembles, a crack in your fortress. Li Dan, your puppet emperor, stands beside you, his eyes dodging yours, his meekness a chain you can't break. You'd be screaming, begging him to fight. Your Wu, teaching him poetry in the garden, lotus ponds glinting, hoping he'll grow a spine. The court watches, their whispers a tide, and you know your blood's your weakest link. You're not just defending, you're fortifying. You're in Luoyang's streets, the scent of spice and dust warm, ordering public trials to scare nobles. Crowds gasping as traitors confess. You promote women like Chang'an Wanner, a poet official, her wit a mirror of yours, her presence a taunt to the old guard. You fund Silk Road forts, keeping trade fat, peasants fed, rebels starved. You'd be checking polls, heart racing, your Wu, your spies, catching every whisper. Your Buddhist monks carving your name on cliffs, their chants drowning Confucian shade. The empire's yours, but each rebellion jings your nephews, your sons chips at your mandate of heaven, a crack you can't ignore. The emotional toll is heavy. You're in your bedchamber, the silence broken by a distant lute, your cough a reminder of time's march. You've crushed rebels, but each victory tightens the news. Nobles hate you, scholars curse you, your son's a question mark. You're not a monster, you're a dreamer, your empire a canvas for progress, but progress demands blood. You feel it, lying awake, the palace's chill seeping into your bones, wondering if Li Shen dreams of your throne or your forgiveness. You'd be haunted, scrolling for solace. Your Wu, your eyes dry, your reforms exams. Women, trade your shield against the tide. You're not blind to the court's pulse. You're in the throne room, your dragon throne await, as a noble's confession sparks murmurs of temps. Restoration. You feel the shift, Li clan loyalists rallying their plots, a storm you've weathered but never outrun. You're not just an emperor, you're a warrior. Your spies and edicts, your armor, holding a dream against a court that wants you gone. The Zhou dynasty's golden, but it's fragile, and you're bracing for the battles that will test your fire. The throne room's murmurs fade, the noble's confession still ringing in your ears as you slip into Luoyang's palace corridors, the air thick with incense and the chill of a 702 CE night. Your Wu Zetian, 78, your silk robe heavy with dragon embroidery, your steps slower now, each ache a reminder of time's relentless march. The Zhou dynasty stands strong, your reforms feed peasants. Your spies crush plots, but the court's rebellion, from Li clan nobles to your own sons, cuts deeper than any blade. You pause in a candlelit chamber, lotus ponds glinting beyond the window, your heart heavy with the faces of your children and the whispers of scandal that threaten your crown. You're not just an emperor, you're a mother, a woman, and the throne's weight feels heaviest when it's your blood on the line. You sit, the silk cushion soft, your gray hair unpinned, catching the candle's glow. Your sons Li Hong, Li Shen, Li Dan and your daughter, typing, are your legacy. Their toddler laughter, a ghost in your memory. You bore them for Gozong, each a spark of hope, but the palace has turned them into pawns. Li Hong, your eldest, was your pride, his scholar's mind like yours. But he died in 699, illness or poison. The court's whispers never clear. You feel the loss, a hollow ache, as you trace his name on a scroll. You'd be weeping, clutching memories. Your Wu, your eyes dry, crowning Li Shan as heir. Your second son, his ambition, a fire you both share and fear. You're in the throne room, Li Shan bowing, his silk robe stiff, his eyes dodging yours. He's 30, bold but restless, chafing under your shadow. You name him Crown Prince, but by 680 you catch his letters to tempt loyalists, plotting to seize your throne. You feel the betrayal, a mother's heart cracking, but you're an emperor first. You exile him to Sichuan in 684, your voice steady as you sign the edict, your hand trembling only when alone. You'd be screaming, begging him to stay loyal. Your Wu, your love buried under steel, knowing one weak son could topple your dynasty. You recall him in 698, his pleas softer, but you tighten his exile. Your chest tight with a mother's guilt you can't afford. Li Dan, your third son, is a different weight. You're in the garden, lotus ponds shimmering, teaching him poetry, his voice soft, his eyes fearful of your shadow. You've made him emperor, a puppet at 20-something, his court appearances staged like a scripted play. You'd be frustrated, wanting to shake him. Your Wu, patient, hoping his quiet heart grows claws. Your lessons a bridge to a son who'd rather read than rule. Typing your daughter is fiercer, her wit a mirror of yours, her laughter bold in Luoyang's halls. You feel her fire, a spark you nurture, but the court's no place for a woman not yet. You're not just a mother, you're a strategist. Your children a chessboard where every move risks checkmate. Then there's love, a spark in your widowed years. You're in your private chamber, the air warm with wine and lute strings, as the Zhang brothers, Chang'an and Yizi, 20-somethings with poets' faces, kneel their smiles, a balm to your loneliness. The court sneers, boy toys, they hiss, proof of your decadence, but you're unbothered. They're not just lovers, they're advisors, their charm easing your late-night doubts. You gift them titles, silks, a mansion, the scent of their jasmine oil lingering on your robes. You'd be blushing, dodging gossip blogs. Your Wu, savoring their warmth, knowing their loyalties tied to your power. It's like a midlife fling with empire-sized stakes, and you're not apologizing. The court's gossip is a storm. You're in the hall of supreme harmony, nobles whispering of your lecherous ways, their Confucian scrolls branding you a witch. You feel their hate, a weight heavier than your crown, but you lean into it, your Buddhist monks chanting louder, their incense drowning the shade. You're not reckless, you're defiant, proving a woman can love and rule. You'd be checking X for damage control. Your Wu, doubling down. Your Zhang brothers a spark the court can't extinguish. But you know the cost nobles rally behind Li Shan Day. Their plots fueled by your scandals, the throne slipping with every whisper. You're not blind to the stakes. You're 78, your cough sharper, your health a flicker in the palace's chill. Your sons waveringly Cheyenne exile. Li Dan's weakness threatens your dynasty's future. The Zhang's influence sparks noble rage, their titles a lightning rod. You feel the tide, Li clan loyalists circling their coded scrolls piling on your desk. You're in the garden, Li Dan's poetry faltering, his eyes dodging yours, and you wonder if he'll ever stand tall. You'd be heartbroken, a mom lost, your Wu, your heart armored, your spies catching every plot, your reforms exams, women your shield against collapse. You're not just surviving, you're fighting. You're in Luoyang's markets, the scent of spice and dust warm, ordering trials to scare nobles, crowds cheering as traitors kneel. You promote women, their voices bold in your halls, a taunt to the old guard. You fund temples, Monks carving your Maitreya title, their chants, a wall against rebellion. You're not just an emperor, you're a fortress, holding a dream against a court that wants you gone. But the weight's heavier now, your sons and lovers, a crack in your armor. The throne's fire, dimming as you brace for the fall you've always sensed. Luoyang's markets fade behind you, the cheers of peasants and the scent of spice giving way to the palace's chill as you step into a corridor lit by flickering lanterns. Your Wu Zetian 81, your silk robe, loose on a frame worn by decades of ruling, your cough sharper in the February air of 705 CE. The Zhou Dynasty stands, tall your exams, empower peasants. Your women lead, your Buddhas gleam, but the court's rebellion, fueled by your son's wavering and the Zhang brothers' scandals, is a tide you can't outrun. You sit in your bedchamber, lotus incense curling, the weight of your jade crown, replaced by a silk cap, your heart heavy as you sense the end of your reign. You're not just an emperor, you're a woman, facing a fall you've always known would come. You feel the palace's pulse, its silence broken by footsteps, courtiers, or traitors. You can't tell. Your health has faltered since 703, fevers chaining you to this silk-draped room, the air thick with medicine and dread. The Zhang brothers, your poet lovers, have grown bold, their titles and mansion a spark for noble rage. You're not blind. You've heard the Whispersly clan loyalists, Confucian scribes, even your son Li Shen, recalled from exile, plotting to restore the temps. You'd be panicking, texting for allies. Your Wu, your eyes tracing a phoenix screen, your mind replaying decades of survival. You order the Zhang's execution, your voice steady, a grim bid to calm the court. But you know it's too late. The coup comes like a storm. You're propped on cushions, a jade cup of tea cooling in your hands, when Zhang Jianzi, your own chancellor, bursts in, his robe stiff with fury, backed by nobles and guards. You feel their eyes, a weight heavier than your crown, as they demand. You step down. You'd be screaming, clinging to power. Your Wu, your gaze cutting through their bravado. Your voice soft but iron. The Zhou is done. You sign the edict, your brush steady, crowning Li Shan as Emperor Zhangzong, restoring the temps. The nobles bow, shocked by your grace, expecting a fight. You feel the throne slip, but you're not defeated. You're strategic, preserving your son's future over your own glory. It's like quitting a startup to save its soul. And you're walking away with your fire intact. You're confined to Chang'an Palace, a gilded cage, the air heavy with winter's bite and the scent of old cedar. You're no longer emperor, just Wu. Your days spent with poetry, Buddhist sutras, their chants, a faint echo of your divinity. Li Shen visits, his gratitude laced with fear. He owes you his crown, but dreads your shadow. You feel his distance, a mother's ache, but you smile, your voice gentle, urging him to rule well. You'd be bitter, scrolling X for sympathy. Your Wu, your mind replaying your triumphs, sexems, canals, women's voices rising. The court's scribes sharpen their quills, ready to curse you as a usurper. But you know your name's carved deeper in stone and hearts. You're not blind to time's march. You're in Shangyang's bedchamber, December 16th, 705, the silk canopy soft above. Your breath shallow as a monk reads a sutra, its rhythm a lullaby. Li Dan, your quiet son, holds your hand, his eyes wet, his touch a bridge to the boy you taught poetry. You feel typing's absence, her fire too bold for this moment. You'd be scared, clinging to life. Your Wu, your voice a whisper. Bury me with Gaozong. You see Chang'an's markets, Luoyang's Buddhas, peasants who loved you, their faces a tapestry of your reign. Your kindling tomb awaits. It's blank, steely, a canvas for history. Nobles will curse you, but others will sing your name. You're not dying, you're ascending, a dragon returning to the stars. The weight is heavy, but it's not regret. Your Wu, a mother who lost sons, a lover who dared, a ruler who reshaped an empire. You feel the empire's pulse, weaker now, but your reforms exams, women, trade our seeds that will grow. You've faced coups, purges, betrayals, each a stone in your path, but you've built a road no woman dared to walk. You'd be haunted, questioning your choices. Your Wu, your heart steady, knowing your fall was a choice, a sacrifice for a dream that outlives you. The palace fades, the monks chant, softening, and you see your sons, your empire, your fire, burning beyond the grave. You're not just letting go, you're trusting history. You're in kindling's shadow, the tombs, stone, lions, guarding your rest. The blank, steely, a challenge to the scribes who'll write your name. You feel the empire shift, Li Shen's temps rising, but your Zhou's echo lingers in Luoyang's women, in exam halls, in Buddhist caves. You're not erased, you're eternal. Your dragons roar a spark for those who follow. The air grows still, your breath a final note, and you know your story's not over. It's a flame, waiting for hands to carry it forward. The monk's chant fades, the silk canopy of Chang'an palace dissolving as your breath stills. Kindling's stone lions rising in your mind's eye. Your Wu Zetian 81, your spirit lingering in 705 CE. The Tang Dynasty reclaiming the throne you forged. Your Zhou Dynasty, a spark that refuses to die. You feel the earth's pulse, the scent of autumn leaves. You're not Ganura eternal, your legacy carved in Luoyang's markets. Exam halls and Buddhist caves, a dragon's fire that burns through centuries. Defying the scribes who'd bury you as a she-wolf. You're not just an emperor, you're a seed, sprouting in an empire you reshaped and a world still learning your name. You see Chang'an's exam halls, decades after your reign, where sons of farmers sweat over Confucian classics, their brushes dancing on paths you opened. Your meritocracy exams for all, not just nobles' lives on powering dynasties like the Song and Ming. Its efficiency sharper than a tech startup's algorithm. You feel their ambition, a mirror of your own at 14, when you outsmarted a harem with poetry and grit. You'd be grinning, posting #meritocracy on X. Your Wu, your spirit woven into scrolls that choose brains over blood. A system that echoes in Beijing's bureaucracies and beyond. From London's civil service to Seoul's boardrooms, you're in Luoyang's streets. The air thick with dust and dumplings, where women run shops, their voices bold, their dreams sparked by your laws. You broke marriage binds, promoted female scholars, and placed women over temples, their ledgers a taunt to Confucian sneers. You feel their fire, daughters who write poetry and lead their courage, a thread from your reign 2 centuries later. When women in Shanghai boardrooms and Tokyo studios cite your name, you'd be hyping them on TikTok. Your Wu, your feminist push, a tidal wave, not a ripple. Your edicts, a blueprint for progress that no scribe could erase. Your Buddhist mark glows brightest. You're at the Longmen Grotto's cliffs, alive with 100,000 statues, their serene faces, your own, the air humming with chisels you funded. Your Maitreya title echoes in monks' chants, their incense curling from Hunan to Japan, your gold turning caves into cathedrals. You see the giant Vairocana Buddha, 55 feet tall, its eyes watching centuries pass. Your faith, a bridge to Korea's temples and Tibet's prayer wheels. You'd be snapping drone shots for eternity. Your Wu, your spirit in every Zen garden, every mindfulness app. Your Buddhist push, a heartbeat that outlives the Tang's silk. The Confucian scribes strike hard, and you feel their venom. You're in their histories, Sima, Guang, Yang Zuther, ink branding you a tyrant. Your Zhang brothers, proof of decadence. Your purges, a reign of terror. Their words sting, a weight heavier than your crown, painting you as a lecherous witch to scare women from power. You'd be raging, drafting clapbacks on X. Your Wu, your spirit steady, knowing their shade can't bury your truth. Peasants loved you, their taxes low, their lands yours to till. Monks revered you, their temples fat with your coins. Even your enemies used your exams, their sons climbing your ladder. You feel their whispers, poets in tea houses singing your name. Their verses a shield against the scribes' lies. You're not confined to China, you're global. You see Luoyang in 2025, the air buzzing with scooters and neon, your face on t-shirts. Your story in dramas like The Empress of China. Scholars Chinese, Western reappraise you, their books calling you a trailblazer, not a usurper. You feel their fire, women in Beijing classrooms citing you, their essays bold, their eyes bright, with your spark. You're in New York, your name alongside Cleopatra and Indira Gandhi at feminist rallies. Your merit system, the ancestor of modern exams. Your Buddhist art in every meditation app. You'd be trending, your legacy a hashtag that never fades. Your Wu, your spirit, a flame in every heart that dares to break a ceiling. The stakes were eternal, and you knew it. You're at kindling, your blank, steely, a defiance, trusting history to judge you. The scribes wanted you erased, your Joe a blip, but you feel your seeds exams, women, trade sprouting in dynasties, in mines, in a world that's not ready to forget. You're not just a memory, you're a challenge, your reign a proof that one woman, armed with grit and vision, can shift an empire. You see Luoyang's museum, a Tem vase shimmering like your ambition, a guide telling a child. She was China's only empress, her eyes wide, like yours when you first dreamed of power. You're not bound by time. You feel your echo in a 2025 classroom, a girl's essay quoting your edicts, her voice bold. You're in a Tokyo office, a woman channeling your steel to win a deal. You're on X, where your name trends, your dramas streaming, your fire a rallying cry. You're not just Wu Zetian, you're a spark, your legacy a song that hums in every step against the odds, every dream that dares to soar. The Tang's gone, but its echoes you're alive, a dragon's roar waiting for hands to carry it forward. Kindlings, stone lions fade, the scent of ancient stone giving way to Luoyang's modern pulse. The hum of scooters and sizzle of street food wrapping you like a new robe. Your Wu Zetian, your spirit lingering in 2025. The Tang Dynasty, a distant echo. But your legacy exams, women, Buddhist art of fire that burns in Chang'an's descendants. You stand in a bustling Luoyang street, neon signs flashing, the Longmen grottos looming above, their Buddhas carved with your gold, watching a world you shaped. You're not bound by 705 CE. You're alive in women leading startups, students, acing exams, you inspired posts on X calling you a queen. Your reign from concubine to emperor, reformer to rebel crushers, a mirror for a world wrestling with ceilings and change. And you're here to light its path. You see your story unfold, each chapter a lesson etched in your fire. You were 14, stepping into Chang'an's palace, your heart pounding, your wit outsmarting a harem's knives. You rose as Gozong's consort, toppling Empress Wang with ruthless precision, your mind steering an empire. In 690 you claimed the Dragon Throne, your Zhou Dynasty, a woman's defiance, your Buddhist chants drowning Confucian shade. You ruled with gold exams for all, women rising. Silk Road wealth but coups came, your sons wavered, and in 705 you yielded to Li Shen, your death a quiet ascent. Your legacy vilified, then reborn lives in 2025. Your name a spark for dreamers breaking molds. You feel Luzhang's pulse, its streets alive with your echo. A girl in a classroom cites your edicts, her essay bold, her eyes bright like yours. When you first dreamed of power, you're in a Shanghai boardroom, a woman channeling your steel to win a deal. Her confidence, your feminist laws come to life. You're on X, where hashtag Wu Zetian trends, your drama streaming, your face on t-shirts. A feminist icon beside Cleopatra and Angela Merkel. You'd be hyping your vibe on TikTok. Your Wu, your spirit in every step against the odds, every voice that dares to rise. Your exams birthed modern merit Beijing's bureaucrats. London's civil service year Buddhist art hums in mindfulness apps. Your women's push a fire in global rallies. Your first lesson is defiance, and it's alive. You stood in the Hall of Supreme Harmony, 690. Your yellow robe, a middle finger to Confucian scrolls, claiming a throne they said wasn't yours. You feel their shade scholars calling you unnatural, nobles plotting your fall, but you rewrote the rules. Your matria title, a crown no man could steal. You're in 2025, where ceilings crack but hold, where women lead but face scrutiny, where dreamers are told stay small. You'd be raging, posting manifestos online. Your Wu, whispering to a coder in Silicon Valley, a teacher in Lagos, a poet in Seoul. Don't stay, push, charm, outsmart, and take your throne boardroom, classroom, or life. Your defiance is their spark, a fire to burn through you can't. Compassion is your second lesson, and it's fierce. You're in Chang'an's markets, 695 peasants cheering your tax cuts, women penning poetry under your laws, low-born scholars rising through your exams. You ruled for the forgotten, your edicts a love letter to the empire's heart. But you weren't soft-ear, cruel officials, crushed rebels, your hand signed death warrants. You feel the weight, each name a stone, but you balanced steel and soul, knowing power demands both. You're in 2025, where leaders juggle profit and people, where parents teach strength and kindness. You'd be mentoring on Zoom, your Wu. Guiding a startup founder in Mumbai, a nurse in Sao Paulo. Be fierce when you must, kind when you can, and own both. Your heart is their blueprint, a dragon's fire with a human pulse. Change is your third lesson, and it's urgent. You're in Luoyang, 702, pivoting, executing the Zhang brothers to calm a coup, yielding your throne to save Li Shan's future. You adapted, blending Buddhist faith with Confucian systems, moving capitals to dodge foes. You feel the empires shift your Zhou, a bold experiment, like a disruptor in silk robes. You're in 2025, where AI reshapes jobs, climate tests, resilience, equity battles, rage. You'd be clinging to old ways, fearing the leap. Your Wu urging a scientist in Berlin, an activist in Nairobi, reinvent, rewrite, move when the ground shakes. Your adaptability is their courage, a map for a world that's always turning. You're not a relic, and you feel it. The Confucian scribes wanted you buried, their histories, Sima Guang's venom. Ayang Zhu's shade calling you a lecherous witch to scare women from power. You stand at kindling, your blank, steely, a defiance, trusting history to see. You clear, you're vilified, then reborn. Your exams, the root of modern merit. Your feminist push, a spark for boardrooms. Your Buddhas, a hum in global faiths. You're in a Tokyo museum, a Tang vase gleaming like your ambition, a guide telling a child she was China's only empress, her eyes wide, like yours at 14. You'd be trending your legacy, a hashtag that never fades. Your Wu, your spirit in every rally, every exam, every dream that dares. The stakes are global, and you know them. You're in 2025, where powers, gendered women lead nations, but headlines judge their style, not their strength, merits. Preached, but favoritism lingers. Progress is promised, but old guards hold tight. You feel the echoes of your foes' nobles, scribes in biases, gatekeepers, voices saying wait your turn. You're not fighting 7th century clans, but you're with a coder facing doubt, a teacher breaking molds, a poet claiming space. Your legacy is their armor, your story a proof that one spark can shift the world. You'd be cheering on X, your who, your fire a shield for anyone told you don't belong. Hope is your final gift, and it's fierce. You're in a Beijing classroom, a girl's essay quoting your reforms, her voice bold. You're in a New York rally, a woman citing your defiance, her sign high. You're in a Seoul studio, a poet weaving your story, her words sharp. You feel their fire, a chain from your reign to now, unbroken by scribes or time. You're not asking for worship, you're asking for action. You'd be liking their posts, amplifying their vibe. Your Wu, urging them to mentor a dreamer, push for fairness, tell your story. Your flame's not a memory, it's a torch, passed 2 hands that'll carry it forward. You dream a future, and it's vivid. You're in 2050, ceilings shattered, merit ruling, power wielded with heart. You see a world where your exams are universal, your feminist fire standard, your Buddhist calm, a global breath. You're there, you're kindling, steely, glowing with theirs, everyone's who dared. You feel it, a planet where dreamers like you, at 14, don't face a harem's knives, but a path you paved. You're not dreaming alone, you're calling. Your voice a dragon's roar in a coder's breakthrough, a teacher's lesson, a poet's verse. Turn off a wasteful light, lift a colleague, Vote for progress your courage, from concubine to emperor is their spark. You stand in Luoyang 2025, the city's pulse your heartbeat. You see your mural, a dragon with your eyes, a child reciting your poetry, a woman leading with your fire. You're not history year now. Your eternal flame, a challenge to be fierce, kind, unstoppable. The Tang's gone, but your echoes. Women, faither, a song in every step that defies, every heart that dares. You're not just Wu Zetian, you're a fire, burning in a world that needs your light. A dragon's roar that never fades. Thank you for watching. If you like the story, feel free to comment, like, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.